everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Let me check something real quick there. I'm gonna do a couple of those things that I definitely didn't forget to do right before starting stream. It's fine. It's fine. Hello, King Coffee. Hello, Pocket Mochas. I hope you guys are doing well. Please let me know if the music, I think the music might be a bit loud. Hang on. Let me tweak this downwards just a little bit there. Yeah, music is, yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Is it better now, or should it come down a little bit more? As usual, guys, let me know about any issues with the music or the sound in general, and I will fix it as quickly as possible. But yeah, hello everybody. I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're doing well. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Hello, Ing. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome in. Couple things real quick here. We did start our Pride Month charity drive. We are raising money for Trans Lifeline this month. And yeah, we are, so the rest of the Kuma Collective and myself are the entire month of March, wow, my brain, what is this year? The entire month of June, sorry about that, we will be raising money for Trans Lifeline. We will be focused pretty specifically here in these first 2 weeks of June, however. If you are interested, thank you so much, Pocket Mochas, for that. I appreciate it. If you are interested in donating, you can follow that Tiltify link right there. And anything you can give is fantastic. Absolutely no pressure. That is completely up to you. If you feel so compelled, please feel free to follow that link. Otherwise, I hope you all have a happy Pride Month, regardless. And as usual, but especially this month, excuse me, just 1 second, sorry. Sorry about that. As usual, but especially this month, I want to reiterate my, I guess, dedication to making this the community who hangs out in my chat, watches my streams, just hangs out with me in general. This place will always be a place of acceptance and safety for our queer community. You know, everybody of various sexual orientations and gender identities are very welcome here, and I would hope that goes without saying at this point, but it's still worth saying, you know? So, however, tonight, I'm going to move over to the other screen here because we do have our hand cam back on. So, I'm going to be picking up from where we left off a couple weeks ago. Hang on 1 second. And yes. Stell, also yes. So, let me move these guys out of the way. So we had, here, I'll just move this back in the camera view so you guys can see it. I have an entire lunchbox filled with Pokemon cards. You can see back here, we've already sleeved some of them, but there's a lot of them still left here. So I figured we will pick back up and continue the process of sleeving some cards. So we're just going to take them another chunk at a time here. And I've got our sleeves right here, and we will just go through one at a time, sleeving all of these and poking around at them, looking at them. I might read some stuff off of them. But also, of course, it's a standard ASMR stream otherwise, so if anybody wants to make any requests for any visual or audio triggers, we will have room for both today, because obviously the camera is on. So please feel free to put those in. They should all be active, so, and yeah, I will still be here chatting with you guys as usual. How was your guys' weekend? Did anybody do anything fun? Eat any yummy foods? Go anywhere special? Or also, if you just took the weekend to rest, spend it sick and being a detective. Being a detective? That's... You're getting better. I'm glad you're getting better. I'm sorry to hear you got sick. Okay, so we've got a lot of sleeves here, so I guess I can play this into the plastic a little bit here. I like plastic crinkles a lot. It's definitely one of my triggers. Got your friends a Costco card to help them, but that's awesome. I hope they're able to make good use of it. I had the kickoff stream yesterday with Kumiko. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Costco pizza and ice cream. Yeah, like, honestly, like, that Costco cafe is nice. Do love me some cheap as hell hot dogs. But yeah, the kickoff went really well. If you guys weren't here for that, it was a lot of fun. We played a fun little improv, like heavy tabletop game, and it was super cool. So we also, as you can see in the top there, so Jiro made an overlay for Tiltify for us to use, but I didn't have time to set it up. So starting on Tuesday, we should have a slightly more themed, slightly more Kuma Collective themed progress bar. But I did want to show our progress up there for today's stream too, just so that you guys can see it. There's the fizzy water right away. Okay, we'll start with that, so that way we don't. That way we can set these cards to the side. So today's fizzy water is a grapefruit, ruby red grapefruit. But after, whoops, oh gosh, this is hopefully not as loud as I feel like it is. Okay. All right. So I'm glad you guys like it. Okay, there. Now I can fill the rest. Ooh, I think that's kind of getting some decent sounds just holding it up there. because that's the whole can. Just realized I have an old glass there, and it's this one here. There we are. Move that off to the side. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, after the stream yesterday, I had a game night with some of my local friends. We played a bunch of fighting games, including a person that I had not spoken with in quite a few years, actually. So it was really cool to be able to do some gaming with them again. It was a lot of fun. We played some Granblue and some Guilty Gear Strive, and got to put that Unica practice that I had at the start of yesterday's stream to the test. She's a lot of fun. I do think I'm going to play her more. But from here, we'll go ahead and start with the Pokemon cards. Just moving some things out of the way here. Okay. So, bringing this back. Our first card here is... Hello, Jalen, welcome in. But our first card here is an unknown. This is a holo. People were asking last time around that we did this to if we could let them know what year these came out. So this is an unknown, has a Poké Power named Shuffle, and a Hidden Power. This is from 2005. Time to eat. You need it after building that desk. Be right back. Absolutely. Please go enjoy some foods. I like the little hollow effects on these. It's really, like, I don't know, like just the way that the sparkles, like, they look, I know they've changed over time, like the way that they actually have that holofoil look. But yeah, I don't know what my point is. There's kind of a little pixely effect to this, to these like little shimmer things in the back, which is, I think, actually very difficult to see in the camera now that I'm looking there. But I don't know. Point is, I like it. So this one is a Trapinch, Delta species with 40 HP. And this one is from 2006. Oh, right. I was also going over the illustrators. This one is illustrated by... Is this... Hang on. I think it's... Nakuka, I think? That's difficult to read, actually. This one is illustrated by Midori Harada. So I've got a couple of these Trapinches. But yeah, it is kind of exciting to be doing another Pride Month drive. I feel like it's extra important this year to be celebrating it. And I hope that all of, you know, our queer friends in our communities out there have the means to find some level of comfort and acceptance and security through the course of this month, but obviously beyond that. So this is a Starmie from 2004. The illustrator for this one is Aya Kusube. Kind of like the art. There's like a sketchiness, a sketchy quality to like. Let me see here. It's probably easier on the unsleeved card. It's hard to really like. It won't come into focus here, but I don't know. There's like a pencil sketchiness to it. I like that. I think I was talking last time I did this about the fact that like one of the things I like about the Pokemon TCGs in general are good for this, but one of the things I like about it is that one of the things I like about like trading card games and the Pokemon TCG in specific is you do get some kind of interesting art styles and scenes and such on the card artwork that are a little different than normal. Of course, you also do have cards that are like this here with the standard artwork, which is also fine. Like I said, the Ken Sugimori art is also good, but there is something, I think, to the idea of the slightly different artwork that just is very satisfying. So this is a Grumpig. This one is from 2005, and the artwork is Ken Sugimori. So we do have another Grumpig. This one is with a different artwork, different illustration, I suppose is probably the better way to put that. This one is from 2006, and the artwork is Atsuko Nishida. And when I looked at this one at first, I thought it was a little bit more like sketchy colored pencil looking, but it actually, now that I'm looking closer at it, it's not. It's just a little bit more pastel in its color scheme. But it's cute. I like it. Grumpig is one of those Pokemon that I never really found that appealing, but that's mostly because you have this artwork. This is actually a really cute, like, drawing of it. I like the way that the eyes kind of look a little shifty, and the slightly more pastel take on the colors does a lot to really kind of smooth it out a little. But we will be primarily, my Pride Month game is going to be Deltarune. I'll be starting that on Tuesday. I'm very excited for that. This one is a Spoink, and it is also from 2006, and the artist is Kagamaru Himeno. Whoops. Have to like remember exactly where the camera's pointed. I keep wanting to like hold it. I keep wanting to hold these things like here to show you guys. It's actually there, so it's fine. But like I said, I'll be playing some Deltarune, starting with Chapter 1 on Tuesday, and we'll be working our way through the whole series, or at least the whole series in regards to what will be out as of next week. I imagine over the next, it's probably 2 weeks worth, maybe more, maybe a little bit more. Chapter 1 feasibly could be done in a single stream, I think. Chapter 2 might take 2 streams. And then, of course, chapters 3 and 4 will be out next week. I'm hoping that by the time I get around to it, people will have had a chance to play it. Those of you who want to want to be sure to play without any kind of spoilers, will hopefully have a chance to have gone through it yourselves. So this is another Spoink, 2005. The artwork is Ken Sugimori, which actually it is just, I think, the standard art just kind of copied over, like, and yeah, it looks like it's an original art piece, but I do think it's just like the Ken Sugimori art several times, just tweaked. Thank you so much, Kenji Sonata. I appreciate it. Welcome in. Thank you so much. I hope you've been having a wonderful weekend. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us. This one is a Smeargle from the Delta Species set, I believe. And this one is a 2006. And the artwork is another Kagamaru Himeno. I think that was that the same one that did our, oh, it was the same as this one. What about the Grumpig? No, different artist. So same as this one. There's like a very dynamic, like, just realized that you guys probably couldn't see that. There's like a very dynamic, like, action posing going on with this artist between these two, and I think that's kind of neat. It's interesting when you have, like, when an artist has a particular, like, style, I think, that you can see similarities between their pieces. I know the one that Ketchup specifically likes, that he was mentioning last time we were doing this, is all of, like, the clay models, and that was cool. We'll be keeping an eye out for those, and I'll set them aside, because if Ketchup steps by, I want to make sure that I have a chance to show him what we found. So, some more Smeargles. Ooh, I think this one has a little stain on it, now that I see it. You see if that's easy to clean off here, or not. Is that a printing defect, or is that a stain? It looks like a stain. You see here? Yeah, you can kind of see a little mark right there. Can't tell. That might be a print defect. I was thinking maybe it was like something dried on there, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like that might just be like a printing error, maybe. Regardless, it's fine. Card itself is still in decent shape otherwise, so that's alright. And then we have a Shuppet. Shuppet. So this is Ken Sugimori art, and this one is from 2007. But I have been waiting for so long for this Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 to come out. I'm so excited to get to you guys. So excited. I am definitely, it's going to be hard to not immediately jump into it as soon as it comes out, but I do think I definitely want to go through it with you guys on stream. So I'll be holding off on it until it's on stream, but and we'll be going through the first. So I did play the first 2 chapters on stream a long time ago, like a long time ago, and I think most of my viewers now haven't seen me play through it, so I figured it was worth going through from the beginning, even though I've definitely played chapters 1 and 2 before. But while we're coming up to the release of chapters 3 and 4, it seemed like, an appropriate time to revisit those first few chapters again. So we have another Shuppet. Here, this might be better if I move this over just a little. That might help. There we go. So we have another Shuppet here. This one is from 2006, and the artist is Mitsuhiro Arita. But yeah, I also, I think, not next week, but I think the week after, I will do my best. I know I've said this in the past and not made good on it, but considering the month, I'm going to try to write another Pride-themed ASMR script. I did that last year, and I think it went really well. But I think I can write another Pride-themed ASMR roleplay and have that ready for you guys within 2 weeks. I think I can do that. I think I can commit to that. I am almost caught up on getting old VODs up onto the YouTube channel. Speaking of, hello YouTube. So almost caught up over there. As soon as that's fully caught up, I can start focusing on trying to do more things with that channel in terms of like doing some video editing, having maybe more like highlight reel style things, and yeah. So in addition to that, one of the things I definitely want to do with the channel is put full recordings of the ASMR roleplay scripts that I've done so far. Anyways, this is a Gardevoir from 2004, and it's the Ken Sugimori art. And Gardevoir is one of my favorites. I really like this Pokemon a lot. It's very pretty. Hello, Booze Merry-Go-Round. Welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing tonight? I hope you've been having a good weekend. Do I play Pokemon Pocket? That's the mobile app, right? I have it. I've played it a little. I haven't played it in a while, though. I played it a little bit when it came out. But I don't actively play it. But I did play it a little bit. Always doing well in the Berries live. Aw, you're sweet, Boo. I appreciate that. So this is the holo version of our Gardevoir, which is nice. Then we have a Kirlia. You're not sweet. You are, though. Hello, lovely CJ. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you're doing well tonight. So we do have a Kirlia here. This one is also the Ken Sugimori art. I just love this entire line. The Ralts line is so cute. So 2004, and it's the Ken Sugimori art. Nothing special with this. I mean, like I said, I don't want to give the impression that I find the Ken Sugimori art unappealing, because I definitely don't. I love the Ken Sugimori art. It's very, very good. But there is something about, like I said, about the TCG artwork that can be very, very cool. It's just very different sometimes, and having that different style can be very nice. Speaking of which, we do have another Kirlia card. This one is, I don't believe this is the artist that Ketchup is interested in. However, it's very similar in style in that it's got the much more like what's the word, sculpture type artwork thing going on here. It looks like another clay model here. On the background is like a flat art background, but we've got the clay model here. for Kirlia. And that artist is Sachiko Adachi. Like I said, don't believe that's the artist that Ketchup was particularly interested in, but I am going to set this aside regardless because it is definitely a style that he's interested in. So I do want to show that to him when he shows up. And then, of course, we have Ralts, and this is such a cute little, it's a really cute little illustration here. But yeah, Boo and CJ, I hope you guys have had a good weekend. Did you do anything fun? This is a 2005 card. The artwork is by, is that Kenkichi Toyama is the artist for this. There's sort of, I love the like thick outline here. It gives a very like Sanrio feel to it to me. Like this feels very like Hello Kitty. Specifically because of those really thick outlines. We have another Ralts down here. And this one is a lot more sketchy, almost watercolor-esque. Boring person, you don't do much fun things. That's okay. Look, you know what though? Like, honestly, taking the weekend for yourself and just relaxing and doing things that you enjoy, even if those things are, you know, sitting and playing video games, watching movies, watching streams, reading books, just leisure time. It's important. It is. It really is. And just because you don't go out and do something doesn't mean that it was not a worthwhile weekend. So this is from 2004, and this is by Hajime Kusajima. But after stream last night, like I said, I had the gaming session with some friends locally. Played some Granblue and Guilty Gear Strive. Was a lot of fun. We went very late. And then today we went out to lunch to celebrate Suzu's birthday, which that was fun also. Ooh, so here we have another holo. This is another Ralts. Also very cute. Hello, Rex. You're working on weekends. Ah, that's unfortunate, Nova. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope it was at least fairly chill work weekend for you. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. So this one is 2007, and Midori Harada is our artist on this one, and it is a holo, I believe. Now that I say that, I'm looking at it again here. It actually is it? Yes, it is. It's just not, there's no sparkles on it. The back of this is foil. It's actually a little tricky to see. Not quite as sparkly. What happened, Rex? Sounds exciting, whatever it was. Very sugar, much bear. Hello, Kirby. Very Kirby, much spiked. Or would it be very spiked, much Kirby? Either way, it's good to see ya. You hit floor 10 in Strive. Fantastic. Congratulations. Good job. I hit floor 7 yesterday. I went down, but that's because I'm trying to learn Unica, so it's going to take a little bit to get back up and running again, I think. This is another Midori Harada, and again, I like the kind of sketchy quality, especially the background. The pencil strokes on that are kind of neat. Something about that look just I find very appealing. You're fighting for your life. Well, you made it, though. So this one is from 2004. but I'm glad to hear that you made it. That's super cool. Still with Milia? Sadu is cool. Yeah, it's a neat little Pokemon, I think. I actually really like the very southwestern, like Native American, like inspired, like vibe to it. Like, I think that's a very cool look. Can really only play Milia. That's totally fine. I'm basically the same, but with Bridget, so it's understandable. Although it does seem like it feels a little bit like I might be able to add Unica to that list at some point. I don't know that I'm quite there yet, but I'm getting there. So we have an Ampharos. This one is also a holo. So the different ways in which the cards are holographic is interesting to me, because I want to call something like this a reverse holo, but it's not, because the reverse holo would be the frame here being holographic, and the edges here are holographic, but the frame is not. So this is a holographic, especially because the image inside is also holo. So did I try Elden Ring Night Rain or not into that? Souls-likes are difficult for me to get into. So Elden Ring is not a game I've ever really played. And it's, again, difficult for me to find interest in it. It's not a game I would be wholly opposed to playing, but it's not one I would come to on my own, if that makes sense. You like the shiny cards? I do too. This is an Ampharos from 2006, and it is a Kagemaru Himeno illustration. Never used Ampharos in your teams? Barry is using an Ampharos in hers on our Soul Link together. That was her starter, actually, was Mareep. So here we have, speaking of Mareep, this one is a 2006, and this is a Sachiko Adachi, which, again, you've got the very, like, clay model looking Pokemon on the illustrated background. I'm going to set that one aside so I can show that one to catch up later. But, let me see. I need to catch up on... You lost all your Jacko knowledge, but if you ever get the DLC, you'd be down to try her again. I love how old cards look old in the art. They kind of... It is interesting. There's a very particular style to the various illustrations. And I like that you get stuff like this where there's a very particular... Like, this artist has a very particular way of doing their art on their cards. My voice is perfect for falling asleep too. I'm so glad to hear that. That's the point. I've had people, prior to doing ASMR stuff, ASMR content, I've had people tell me that my voice is very soothing, and I appreciate that. It's, well, here, let me start with this. So we have a Jigglypuff, because I have a couple of this. So this one is 2006, and the artwork is another Midori Harada. Midori Harada seems to have the very dynamic posing and, like, the action lines, and just, like, it's interesting that their illustrations are all very active. That's kind of one of the things I think is really cool about these cards. It's just that as you get these different illustrators, and I said as much before, but as you get these different illustrators, you get some very distinct styles among them. Jigglypuff as seen from above. But it really, streaming has done a lot for me in terms of being able to be proud of aspects of myself that I maybe didn't appreciate as much in the past. I mean, there's an element of everybody, when they hear themselves, you're not used to it, right? You sound different to you than how you sound to other people, just because of the way that voices work, right? So obviously whenever you hear yourself, there's an element of unfamiliarity there. So that's why when you hear yourself in recordings, it tends to sound weird, right? But for a while, like, there was a lot of aspects to my voice that I wasn't, like, very, I guess, excited about. I don't know how to put it. Oh, I just noticed. Did we get a donation? Hang on. Just want to check on this over here. Hang on. Because that is really awesome. I just want to make sure if it's somebody from in here that I am able to thank them. I don't have the alerts up yet, so I do want to make sure here. Okay. So I don't believe that was from in here. I'm going to try to keep an eye on that when I see that number go up. So, that way I can thank people if they're here. This one is a Noctowl. This is a 2007 Pokemon, and the illustrator is Atsuko Nishida. This is another thing here too, like where like the layout of these cards is sometimes very different. Just the way that the cards have changed over time. But like I was saying, I've mentioned this before, but like I have a deeper register in my voice. My voice is, you know, deeper among, you know, the female range, I suppose. And it always, I always kind of wished that I had a higher pitched voice. Like, I can't really do, like, the uwu animu, like, the uwu anime girl voice. And there was a long time, like, there was a while where I was like, man, I wish I had a voice like that. I wish my voice was different. But I think in the course of streaming, especially, like, people complimenting my voice and stuff and telling me that they think it sounds very nice, like, over time, I appreciate the voice that I have a lot more. I think it's good. And one of the things it's apparently very well suited for is being relaxing and helping you guys relax for these ASMR streams. And I'm very, very happy about that. My voice is cool. Thank you so much, Rex. I really do appreciate that. This one is a Hoot Hoot. That is from 2005. And the illustrator is, oh, this is another Matsuhiro Arita. Hello, Ursus. Let me see here. It's like hella dark out. You just fixed your push mower by hitting it with a small sledgehammer. Then you turned it on in the front yard and made all the dogs start barking across the street. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit late for mowing, I suppose. But hopefully that wasn't too bad. Got pretty good radio voice when you were like 12. You were this close to being half of the host for Christian's children's radio show. Interesting. You think I have a wondrous laugh. The clip of me falling through the map and beating Tyke is a perfect example of it. Look, I'm glad you guys like my laugh. I think I have a very unique laugh. I think I sometimes sound a little bit like a wild animal when I'm laughing very hard, but I guess that's charming. This is another Midori Harada. And this one is from 2007. So there must have been between 2005 and 2007 was very clearly like a style shift in the card layouts. My laugh is so wholesome you don't know how to explain. I appreciate it. I really do. I do like my laugh, actually. I think my laugh is cute. I think it's definitely on the more unique side, for sure. But and like I said, when I start laughing hard, it gets more unique. Here, I'm gonna start a second pile here because it's starting to sort of tilt a little bit there. But yeah. Y'all know those contagious laughs that you just get everyone dying in the... Yes, I do. I've definitely been on both ends of that. I've been the person who has the contagious laugh, and I've been the person who is struck by a contagious laugh. So I have definitely dealt with both. Okay, so next we have a Granbull. So Granbull, which is a 2005, and this is another Midori Harada. But yeah, there's a lot about getting comfortable with my own voice, getting used to seeing and hearing myself. Streaming has done a lot for making me, I guess, boosting my self-esteem a little, and I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, took you so long. Yeah, no, I think every single streamer or content creator has that as like a thing they have to get over, right? It's everybody has that, right? Everybody who does any kind of content creation like has to get over that hump of like, oh my god, my voice is so weird, why do I sound like this? Let me see here. So this is a Ken Sugimori, yeah, standard Ken Sugimori artwork of the Glameow. This one's a 2007, which again, that makes sense. It's a very different layout on the card. It was weird. You felt like you couldn't bring out your personality for a while because you never use FGC stuff in actual real convos. Yeah. Certain terminology can be. It's interesting. There's definitely an element of some things that are much easier to communicate in text that you're not used to saying out loud, and being a gaming content creator, so to speak, right? It's especially when when I'm doing things like reading chat, and sometimes chat says some things that are like, hey, this is some very specific terminology, and it's like, yep, I'm not used to saying this out loud, but I sure am gonna do it. So you heard your voice and you feel like you sound like a little kid and you hate it so much. I think you sound absolutely fine, Rex. I don't think I've noticed anything odd whenever we've talked. But again, I think it's very normal to hear your voice and go like, wait, what? Why does it sound like that? That sounds wrong. I think that happens for everybody. So this is a 2004 Eevee, and the artist is Koki Saito. It's a thing that I think if you listen to yourself talk enough, whether that's because you're doing any kind of audio work or any kind of, video work where you're talking, you get used to it. You do get used to it. And I think, honestly, I feel like people should do things. I mean, I don't want to say that people should or shouldn't do anything necessarily, but I think there is a benefit to being able to hear yourself speak on a fairly regular basis. Because it does give you kind of an awareness of like your own voice and how you sound to other people. And I think there's a level of confidence that can be gained through that. Because I know on my end, it's like I said, for a while, for a long time, I was like, yeah, I don't like my voice. I wish my voice was different. I wish I had a different voice. And now I genuinely like it. I genuinely like how I sound. I think it's good. And so when I speak in front of people now, and when I talk to people and stuff like that, there's a level of just like, I don't know, acceptance and confidence in that. I'm not going to say that I'm super confident, because I'm not. But I'm more confident than I used to be, and a big part of that does come from like knowing that like, oh hey, no, I sound fine. So hello, Cut Maniac, how's it going? When you were in France, where you were only talking in French, streaming was actually super dope to finally have some English conversations. That was, yeah, I bet, for sure. Part of it is because you get used to hearing your voice from inside of your skull. What other people hear is different, and when you hear your recorded voice played back, it doesn't necessarily match what you hear when you're speaking. Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. Because you have a particular way when you talk. Like, this is true for like everybody. You hear yourself a very particular way. And so it's sort of the same thing as like, yep, I was just going to say that. Suzu beat me to it. Suzu beat me to it. It's the same reason a lot of people feel weird about how they look in photos. You're used to looking at the mirror, so you see a mirrored version, and you're not symmetrical. It's true. So whenever you're, because like you said, you're used to seeing yourself in the mirror, so you're seeing the way that you see yourself in that mirror is not what people see when they look at you. But we get so used to that being how we think we look. So you see a photo and it's like, wait, that's wrong. That looks wrong. Why do I look wrong? Why don't I look the way I think I look? And that's the reason. It's actually like really fascinating. Oh, this one was a different art piece for Eevee. Actually, let's take a look at that. This one's in, is it an Atsuko Nishida, I believe? This one's 2005. This is a really cute one. There's sort of a little bit of a watercolor thing going on here. Also, Eevee is just super cute. I freaking love Eevee. Eevee is adorable. Must head to bed now. Take care. Absolutely, Rex. Have a wonderful night. Sleep well. Thank you for hanging out. What is my favorite Pokemon? Sylveon. I guess appropriate for Pride Month, I suppose. Sylveon's my favorite. I love all the evolutions just in general. I think they're really cute. And really cool. Like, I love the evolutions. They're super, super cute. But the evolutions, Sylveon specifically, I also love Leafeon and Glaceon, Vaporeon. Oh gosh, I love Flareon. Like, I wish Flareon was a better Pokemon in the games, because like Flareon is like so fluffy looking and I love it. So girls and their Eevees, look, they're freaking adorable. You can't blame me. This is another Eevee. This one is Masakazu Fukuda. And this one is 2006. So yeah, 2007 must have been when they redid the card structure or the card layout, because this is still the same as the 2004 and 2005 ones. Flareon and their Entei syndrome. Yeah, like the problem is that, like, if I recall correctly, the problem with Flareon is that it's a high attack Pokemon, and there aren't very many attacking, like, physical attack firing moves. I love this one. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. OG fave is probably Dragonair. Dragonair is also really, really pretty. It's a very, very pretty noodle. I know Sizu has this with this, and I similarly have this in that Dratini and Dragonair are really, really pretty. They're pretty little noodles. Like, Dratini is super cute, and Dragonair is very pretty. And I don't dislike how Dragonite looks. I don't. It's fine. It just doesn't look like it belongs in the evolution. It really doesn't. It looks like it just suddenly goes a completely different directions. Always think that sideways card sleeves are weird. So this is basically the sideways card sleeves. There's a couple reasons. One is so that when you are shuffling, or like if you're shuffling, because you tend to shuffle like this, and the danger with the top loaders is that it's easy to catch on there, right? But also, these are designs that you can put them inside of a top loader sleeve, so it's an extra layer of protection. It's actually a nice little sound, actually. You bought Strive, it was on sale. It's a good game, small base character chart. That's true. You bought ABBA though. That's awesome. I hope you're enjoying it. I really like this artwork. That's really, really cute. This one is Miki Tanaka, I believe. And that's from 2005. But there's almost like a paper craft quality to this. I don't think that's what's going on here. I think it's just very blocky. But there is almost kind of a paper craft quality to that. And I really like it. It's really cute. We have a couple of these. Whoops. Oh, this one's a holo, actually. That's a holographic version. I also just think, like, the city, like, the Eevee out in the city at night with, like, the skyline in the back, that's just a really pretty scene. I really like that. Actually, you know what this reminds me of, what this makes me think of? This particular little scene here, with how it's done, makes me think of the opening to Odd Taxi. If any of you guys have seen that series, that anime, it's very, very good. Extremely good. But the beginning of the opening theme has a scene that looks very much like this. Although, like, it's the main character standing next to his taxi, and it's very, like, also kind of, like, sketchy, watercolory looking. This doesn't look very watercolory. I think it might just be the skyline in the back that makes me think of Odd Taxi. But we have a Dunsparce. Odd Taxi mentioned, yes, it's very good. This is a Matsuhiro Akita. Again, with the very dynamic posing. Odd Taxi is great if you are at all into mystery series with like a very strong ensemble cast that's more kind of in the noir-ish. Like, it's not noir in the way that people think of noir necessarily, but the vibes of it are very like very character driven, very dialogue heavy, and the dialogue is just really tightly written. It's really good. Or cranny. There, yeah, cran. Yeah, that's actually a better description than what I gave. Yeah, I think it is more cran-like, for sure. Crayon. Do you guys say crayon or crayon? I don't know. I feel like I say crayon weird. This is a very good series. Absolutely. So we have a Clefairy, and this one is a 2005 by Midori Hirata. It's really cute. I like Clefairy. You don't really pronounce the on in crayon. Yeah, I don't either. I mostly say... you could put berry at the end of me saying crayon, and it sounds like I'm talking about a fruit. I don't know why. I've always pronounced it that way. Crayon. Any word starts to sound weird if you say it over and over again. That's true. Also, oh my gosh, hi Urban! Welcome in! How are you doing? It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. We have a Chatot. It has been a while. How's your weekend been? How's everything been going? I hope it's been going well. But I hope you've also had a good weekend. We've got a Chatot here. This one it's the Ken Sugimori art, and it is 2007, which, again, not surprising considering the difference in layout. But yeah, it is very good to see you again. What was I saying? Oh, I guess I was talking about the fact that I say crayon weird. Things have been going well. You don't want to make this all about you since it's an ASMR night, but you're 100% better and everything is great. I'm glad to hear that. I hope that's not a... I hope that's true. I'm glad to hear that you're 100% better. I hope that the things that made it not 100% better, not sarcasm. Okay, good. I hope the things that were making it not better, were not that bad, I guess. I don't know. I'm not saying that very well, but I'm glad to hear that you are doing well right now, regardless of what else that might mean. You found out recently that in Gen 4, the louder you yelled into the DS put... Wait, really? Is that true? Holy crap, that's really cool, actually. It's also really funny. Everybody I knew with Chatot just, like, made it say something obscene. Thank you for the trip and negative well wishes. Of course. All right, this actually is a reverse hollow. I have incorrectly identified like 5 different reverse hollow, like cards as reverse hollows in the course of doing this. This one is actually a reverse hollow. So this is a reverse hollow Bidoof. And this one is, I believe, the Ken Sugimori art. It is, yeah, and this one's also 2007. So... yeah, the Chatot thing was interesting, for sure. Like, recording your own thing for that. Again, everybody I knew made it say something. I think I made it say butts Sucrose looking at her chat, or looking at her nails. Yeah. Reverse hollow. I just did my nails today. Actually, I kind of, hopefully, oh, the ends of one of these is a little bit rough. Oh, that's not good. That's okay. I'm going to ignore that, I hope. Anyways, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh. Okay, don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. It's fine. Anyways. But they're cute. They are not... I don't know. I felt like this was Pride adjacent. This is definitely not, like... I don't think the intention was for this to be trans flag colors, but considering we're raising money for Trans Lifeline, it felt appropriate. So... Okay, so we have a bag on. It just occurred to me that Bagon is named Bagon because it's a dragon. I might be a little stupid. It's 2005. The artwork is Takayo Uno. Hello, Blazer. Welcome in. How you doing? I hope you're having a good weekend. We have already established that I am not the quickest pickup. Is it Bagon? Wait, is it supposed to be Bagon? No way, right? Is it supposed to be Bagon? We've already established that I don't know how to pronounce Pokemon names. This is another Midori Harada. Wait, let me see. There's a chance of confusing. Oh, interesting. Chance of confusion is 1%. If it has recorded audio, its chance of inflicting confusion is 1%, 11%, or 31%. Baby dragon. Yep, that's almost definitely why, and I have definitely been pronouncing it wrong this entire time. Always said it Bagon from the anime. You've always shuffled sideways. Do most people do it from the top? Actually, now that I say that, I think I also shuffle sideways. I don't know why I said it was done from the top. I have no clue. I think I was trying to think of reasons why a sideways thing was a thing, but no, I do, now that you mention it, I do go like this. I don't shuffle very often. I'm bad at it. I usually ask other people to do it. So, anyways, there's like a solid like 30% chance at any given moment I don't know what I'm talking about. I have an Azurill. This one is definitely a 2007. This is the Kensugi Mori art. Mispronouncing things is normal when they're made up words and you've only ever read them in print. That's fair, yeah. I never watched the anime that much for Pokemon, so I obviously didn't get used to hearing them said. So for the most part, I just tried to figure out how they were pronounced myself, and clearly got it wrong. Similar to, for some reason, talking about shuffling from top. Anyways, your most embarrassing example of this is pronouncing, okay, here's the thing. I don't 100% know for certain how it's pronounced either. I think it's Tagalog. Or is it Tagalog? I think it might be Tagalog. The G might be silent at the end. As Tagalog until someone pronounced... Yeah, I do think it's Tagalog? Tagalog? I think that G might be silent at the end. Yeah, Tagalog. Yes, good. I had it right. So we have a Poochyena. The final G is silent. That's what I thought. Yeah, But also, I also did not realize it was pronounced like that until specifically I heard Jiro talk about the fact that he speaks Tagalog. And so, like, hearing him pronounce it, I was like, oh shit, that's how it's pronounced. I'm very glad I've never actually said it out loud. Anyways, this is a Pusiana from 2007. This is a Midori Hirata again. Ooh, there's an interesting one here. This one's 2005. The artwork is by Amy Tomita. And this is really cute. I like this artwork a lot. The thick outlines, I think, are a thing I enjoy. Again, there's something very, like, the big, chunky outlines like that feel very, like, they give it a very, like, Sanrio feel to me, I guess. You have to hear something to know. Exactly, yeah. Ketchup! Hello, welcome in. Hello. Especially with how the lunar words from... Yeah, exactly. Give me 1 second. Oh my gosh. 1 second, you guys. There we go. Sorry about that. Hello, Jam. Thank you so much for the first time chat. Hello, and hello, Ketchup Raid. How's it going? How was your ASMR stream? Did my shout out bot not get open? Hang on. It sure didn't. Thank you so much, Jam, for the follow. I appreciate that. Let me make sure that Ketchup gets that shout out though before it winds up accidentally going to somebody else. There we are. Insert you ranting about how Sean Bean's name doesn't rhyme. Hello Ashes, hello Orso, how you doing? Thank you so much for an excellently run tabletop game yesterday, by the way. Stream was good. You did some hand/thigh can ASMR tonight. Nice, very nice. Did I find some more? I did not. I set aside these two, even though these aren't Yukimori. These are Sachiko Adachi, but they have kind of the similar, like, clay model aesthetic that I know you like the Yukimori art for. But I've been looking. I have not actually run across any, though. Shinbin, yes. Or, I guess, alternatively, Shanban. Okay, so we have here, this is another 2007. This is the Ken Sugimori art for Sneasel. Okay, let's see here. Shenben. Go ahead and stack that up over there. But yes, to introduce myself proper to the raid that came in. Hello, everybody who came in from Ketchup's raid. If you are not familiar with me, my name is Sucrose Yurishigeki, also known as Sucrose Collision. I am a grizzly bear VTuber and a variety streamer. When I am not doing ASMR content, I am mostly focused on retro-style games. A lot of JRPGs and platformers, some fighting games also. Do a little bit of everything, and then Sunday nights we do ASMR content. Tonight we are sleeving some Pokemon cards. I found a lunchbox in my as we were going through closet stuff. I found a lunchbox full of cards and figured it was a good time to sleeve them all. So we're doing that. But we have a holographic Shiftry here, which is super cool. The holo cards are so fun. They just really are. Ooh, this has the sparklies on the back that I really enjoy. Your new drag name is Sean Bon. Have we hit the trainer cards yet? We have not. This one is a 2007. Masakazu Fukuda is the artist for this one, and it is a holographic. I think these were, I mean, clearly they were organized. Whenever I put these in this lunchbox, they were organized by typing. I believe what happened, the reason they wound up in the lunchbox was, I believe these were all in a binder. They were all in a binder at one point, and I needed the sleeves for another game. So I took all of the Pokemon cards out of the binder, and they went into the lunchbox instead. So I think that's the explanation of how that happened. Why are you still awake? Oh no. Gonna drop chat and just lurk so you can get sleepy. Yeah. Have a good lurk, Suzu. Thank you for hanging out in chat. I love you. Get sleepy. 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 I hope you sleep well, Suzu. I'm on YouTube. I am. Hello, Gladiator. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Of course, catch up if you and your raiders need to raid and run. I completely understand. Please take care of yourselves post-stream. But if you do want to hang out for a little bit more ASMR, you are more than welcome to be here, and I'm super happy to have you. And of course, catch up as always. If you have a particular ASMR trigger you would like to ask from me, please let me know in chat. Of course, of course. Okay, I will talk about this Nuzleaf in a moment. Give me one moment. Bear Paws. Hello, happy Bear Paws. There you go, catch up. And of course, everybody in chat, if there are any particular triggers you enjoy, there is our list of the things that I am able to do. There is a channel point redeem for a trigger of your choice. Just type in what you would like and let me know. Obviously, this is on the Twitch end of things. On the YouTube end of things, I don't know how to go about doing something like that, but I will try to figure out for future things. You do need to go change out of these tights and get some dinner. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the lurk support, catch up. I appreciate it. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your dinner. YouTube people can put it on your tab. You know what? Okay. King Coffee is offering triggers for the people over there on YouTube. If you want to put it in chat, he will go ahead and do the redeems for you. I'm sure there's a way we can make that happen more, like, for reals, I guess, over there. I just don't know what that is yet. This is a 2007 Nuzleaf. The artwork is Hajime Kusajima. We have a Natu over here. This one is also probably from 2007. Ooh, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Again, there's there's probably a running theme on which of these artwork bits I really enjoy, but I really do like the colored pencil, the thing where you can kind of see pencil sketches, like pencil sketch strokes kind of in there. It's very nice looking. I really like it. Trying to get cat hair off of these sleeves. It's a good Nazi right there. It really is. That's a very, very good bit of artwork. Thank you, Ketchup. Yeah, cheesy potatoes and smoked pork one today. That sounds awesome, actually. So we have a Murkrow. This one is from... Oh, wait a second. See, I would have guessed this was 2007 because of the way it's laid out. This one is actually 2005. So this is, the artwork for this one is Koki Sato, or Saito? Saito, Koki Saito. So, there we are, right there. Let me take a quick look here at something. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. What were we talking about? I don't remember anymore. Oh, it was about how I pronounce Pokemon names. We've identified several that I pronounce wrong. We were talking about the Mets. I think the most notable one that I can think of, that I can remember like immediately. Oh, well, we have the Unpheasant issue, like the Unpheasant incident when I was playing Black and White, where obviously it's supposed to be unpheasant. It is a pheasant that is unpleasant, and therefore it is unpheasant. For whatever reason, I could not explain to you why. For whatever reason, my brain decided that unpheasant must be pronounced unfaisant. I don't know why. I think the only reason is the fact that, like, I guess I, like, had in my brain, like, what is it, en passant of, or like, is the, like, chess maneuver, and my brain just fixated on unpheasant looking kind of like that, and so I was like, yeah, that must be, that's probably right. Anyways, here's a Crawdont. It is a holo. We've got, it's 2005. This is Tomoko Wakai is the artist for this one. Also, it's got the very nice pixely sparkles I like in the background. It's a cool little bit of artwork too. Lends itself well to the holo with like the zaps and stuff. Very sucrose of me. I mean, you know, it's a thing. I sometimes say words wrong, so sometimes I say them wrong on purpose. That time wasn't one of those times though, so that was just me being dumb. This one is a 2007, with the Ken Sugimori art for Carvanha, right? It's Piranha. Carvanha, right? That's right, right? Oh my god, the end of this nail is driving me crazy, and I don't like it. It's fine. Everything about that's fine. It's fine. I'm not worried. The car vending machine. Yeah, exactly. Carvana. Wait. Is it actually supposed to be pronounced Carvana? Oh my god. It is pronounced Carvana. Carvana. Piranha. Carvana. Well, I did it again. Anyways. Or is it supposed to be Carvana? I don't know. Whatever. Because the Carvana is the car vending machine thing, so I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I say words right sometimes. Carvana. Yeah, so I was saying it wrong. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine that it happened again. Don't worry. Everything's fine. So this one is from 2006. This is Nidoqueen. And this artwork is a Koki Saito. And it is a holo. It's interesting that some of the holos, like, again, I said this earlier, but like the differences between how cards can be holographic sometimes is really interesting to me. Because in this one, the Pokemon is holo, and so is the border of the card. The background, however, is not. So that's, I don't know, I just find that interesting. But cool that we found another holo. That's really cool. And we have a Magneton. That one I am pronouncing right. Magneton. This one is a 2007. This is another Koki Saito. At least I didn't, like, I don't know. I'm not actually sure how you would mispronounce this one. Magneton? But, you know, it's fine. I always want to straighten these out. Ironic, given it's Pride Month. So we have a Magnemite, and this is another Koki Saito. Oh, and it's from 2007. You can tell there's a very specific span of time in which I was collecting Pokemon cards, apparently. Apparently just a span of 3 years between 2004 and 2007. Thought for a quick second that might have been a holo. It is not. Did you guys ever, like, collect the physical Pokemon card game? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have. How many people played it, I wonder, like, regularly? Because, like, I know a lot of people would collect these, and to some degree, this was true for me. Was Patient Zero for you and gotchas? Oh, that's a mood. But, like, to some degree, this was true for me, where I was primarily getting them for the sake of collecting them. Not because I didn't want to play the card game, but more because I didn't really have people to play with. I think that's probably why I partially stopped collecting them in general in the first place. There were a couple people I was able to play with for a little bit, especially when I was in school. But after a while, I just didn't have anybody to play with anymore, so... You have a few of the original cards. The game was too complicated for young you to figure out. I don't know that I necessarily played it correctly, but I did play it. I think the most I played it was like middle school and early high school. This one is a 2000. Wait, this is a 2008? No, 2006. By the artwork is by Hajime Kusujima. This is a Ledian. Actually, that is a really cool dynamic pose. Dynamic art illustration going on of Ledian mid-flight. I like that a lot. I don't know that we played it correctly, but we did play it for sure. I did talk about the fact that like last there was like a little, I think it was a general Pokemon event, I think, because it wasn't just the cards, although the cards were like, there was a card game tournament and stuff, and like people selling and trading cards and stuff, but there was also like stuff with the games too, right? Like well, like the Game Boy or the handheld games. It was basically like a little mini convention just for Pokemon stuff. So, yo, hello, Saint Looney. Happy Pride, happy Pride. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good weekend. Bye Bears. Bye Kirby. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful night. Okay, this one is from 2005. This is a Kahura Tabata. This one looks a little bit more CGI-ish, actually. Thank you so much for the head pats. I appreciate it. This is Holan's Magnemite, specifically. And this one, again, 2005. Picture of Magnemite. Is that Magnemite in a, like, power generator? I think, maybe? There's, like, I think that is a... I'm not sure if it's a tower in the background, or if that's intended to be, like, I don't know. I can't think of the word for what that is. It's, like, a thing that, like, just conducts and collects electricity. Like, you think about it in, like, pop culture science labs or whatever. So, pylon, I guess. Oh, we have another Eevee. This is a steel Eevee. Interesting. Steel type. This is 2005. Mitsuhiro Anita. Very cute little Eevee picture there. Ooh, and then we have a Beldum, I believe. Yes, Beldum. This one is a holographic. Let's see here. Yeah, there we are. And this one is a Midori Harada from 2007. Makes sense you have two, one for each hand. Huh? Wait, what? The Beldum. Oh. Yes. Sure. Mm-hmm. This one is not holographic. Got your cards out. Where am... Oh, so it is down here. Let me see if I can get this to focus. It is down there on the very bottom. I don't know how clearly you can see. It's saying 2007. In this particular case, it's directly below the resistance symbol. but on some of the older ones, I believe... No, it's also below the resistance symbol. Okay, never mind. So I guess that's just kind of where it lives, just right below where it says resistance. Ooh, okay, here we go. We have an Aggron EX. This is a very different kind of holo. Well, it's a very different kind of card. I like the sparkle effects on the border. This one is 2006, and the artwork is Rio Ueda. It's definitely a CG like render there, which is fine. I'm not as crazy about those, especially because like this is definitely I don't know, it's a little bit cruder of a CG render, but it's obviously it's 2006, so like I don't know, I guess probably not advanced on the CG end of things quite that much yet, so I mean, kind of yes, kind of no. 2006, what stuff happened around 2006 game-wise? Was that was like GameCube era, right? Yeah, that's about right, I think. So we have a Lyron. I'm realizing a stream like this is ample opportunity for people to correct my Pokemon pronunciations. So but this is, I believe, pronounced Lyron. This is a Sachiko Adachi. So this is another, like, these, you know what? I just realized what these look like, what these like make me think of. They look like 3D erasers. Well, I mean, erasers are 3D, but like the shaped erasers, you know, like I think that's like way more of a thing in Japan than here, but like just erasers that are like shaped like a character, right? All I said is Leyron. Oh, that would make sense too. Leyron. But Lyron. Catch up. This is another one. Like I said, not the artist that you've been looking for, but it's another one that's in a similar vein. I was just saying, like, this actually, like this particular thing, especially with the flat illustrated background, it makes me think of like character, like the shaped eraser things, like little eraser figures or whatever. Like more rubber than clay, right? Is basically what I'm getting at. And it looks very much like a rubber model. And we have an, okay. And I always pronounce this Aaron, or sorry, I always pronounced it Aron. Like, I thought this was Aron, right? Aaron? I'm getting that it's supposed to, I think I get that it's supposed to be like iron, right? That's probably the actual, like, so iron would be Aaron? I always said Aron, though. I don't know. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. Anyways, this one's 2006, and it's an Aya Kusube. This is also a holographic. Aaron, and Aaron are all versions you've heard. I was always tempted to say Aaron. This is my Pokemon, Aaron. Another Aaron. Oh, this is another. Wait, is this another holo? I can't tell. Thank you for the hydrate while running. I think that might be holo. The back of that looks a little shimmery. I think that is a holo, actually. This is my Ocean and Sucrose. Thank you, Ketchup. Oh my gosh. You go ahead and take a drink. Thank you. And then, of course, we have the dreaded why not. This thing cost me a Pokemon in the Soul Link. This one is from 2007, and it is the Ken Sugimori art. Killer of Jiro. It's unfortunate, but true. Ooh, I think we have another holo coming up here. This is a Ninetales. Definitely a holographic. This is a really pretty card. This one's 2006, and this is a Hajime Kusujima card. Ooh, that is... I like that a lot. Thank you, Ketchup. It's a nice looking card, though. Okay, that is that stack. So we have this stack fully sleeved, which means it's time to pull our lunchbox back out. And work on some more here. Give me one moment here, just trying to make sure that I don't have things fall. Okay, so we've got our lunchbox here again with all of the cards. And our next stack will be right here. Whoops, sorry about that. There we are. Okay. So we have next up an Honorith. Honorith. This one is from 2007, and it is a Midori Harada artwork. Anorith. Saying Anorith makes me feel like I have a lisp. Anorith. In Ammonite. This is the Ken Sugimori art, and it's from 2007. I'm noticing a lot of the a lot of the 2007 ones just use the Ken Sugimori art. I wonder if they were like in a little bit of a gap of card artists there at that point. We have a Swampert. This one is a holo. And that is a 2004, and the illustrator is Hiramichi Sugiyama. Sucrose is the cool big sister at the family dinner showing us her Pokemon cards. This is a Marshtomp. That's a cute little, I like the little derp face going on there. It's really cute. Oh my gosh. There are no thoughts in that head. 0 thoughts. That is 2006 and a Kagamaru Himeno is the artist. Oh my gosh, this Mudkip. Look at the little guy. Oh, that's so cute. Again, I don't know. Big chunky outlines just add to the cuteness, I think. I like it. It's 2006, and that's Hisa Nakamura. You have one of these? It's super cute. I love it. He's just so happy looking. He's just a happy little guy. Mudkip usually just has that vibe, though, of like being the happy little guy. What year is that one? Oh, sorry. 2006. And we have another Mudkip. Also, just a look at that grin. Look at the grin on that little guy. It's just so. It's 2006, and this one's a Hajime Kusujima. You got that card when you were 6, or traded with your older cousin in 07? We have a Mantike. Speaking of happy little guys, super cute. This is a 2007, and the artist is Midori Harada. One of the few Mantikes. Wait a second. Is this only has like 4 cards? Really? Well, there is one of them. I don't know that it's worth anything, but it's cool that it's uncommon, at least. So now we're into trainer cards. Ooh, and there's going to be a lot of trainer cards, it looks like. Okay. And if I remember correctly, the trainer cards, especially the items, tended to be very heavy on like the CG renders. So this is a plus power. This is a Ryo Ueda. This one's 2007. Attach plus power to one of your Pokemon. Discard this card at the end of your turn. If the Pokemon plus power is attached to attacks, the attack does 10 more damage to the active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. We have one more sleeve here, and I'm going to open up another pack. We've still got plenty of sleeves, though. I'm not worried. We have a mysterious fossil. This is another Ryo Ueda. I have a feeling most of the CG renders are probably going to be that person. And this one's 2006. The trainer cards, I think, can get nice with like when they're people, right? When they're people, you tend to get like the artwork. When it's the items, it's like a CG, like 3D render, which those are cool too. They're fine. I like the illustrations a lot. So, you know, there's that. Hang on one second. I really like the borders on trainer card and item cards from this era. The lines do it for you. Ah, I see. Oh, yeah. I get what you mean. Sorry, I'm trying to be somewhat quiet with this plastic. Although, a little bit, get some sticky sounds. Some crinkling. There's like 2 layers of like outer packaging for these things, because I had this, right? And then there's like, I mean, it's probably good that it has that, right? Keeps them. Oh, may as well do some more sticky sounds, I guess. Hang on. There we are. Okay, so we've got our wasn't quite expecting that like game over voice to be on that music. Wasn't like unpleasant or anything. It was maybe a little creepy though. You got some cologne from your cousin for your birthday. You have no idea how to use it. Well, like, I know for like perfume and stuff, I tend to put it like on my wrists and then also like on my neck. You drink it. I mean, obviously. And like you don't want to go overboard with it. Just a little bit. Like a little bit on your wrist and your other wrist. And then like neck area, maybe behind your ears. So this is another, oh, this is a different artist. This is Keiji Kinabushi. And this is 2007. You've never had alcohol. It is. It's fine. I think when you're with the right, like on its own, it's just kind of whatever. Like I don't like getting drunk on my own just for the sake of getting drunk. That's not really a good time. But drinking with other people as like a social thing can be fun. But it depends on the crowd, and like there's no pressing reason why you should start now unless you really want to. All you know is it makes Seacrest make cute sounds. Alcohol is more hyped in the US than in other countries. Look, I enjoy drinking with certain groups of people, right? There are other intoxicants I prefer. Anyways. Speaking of catch up, the pools stream VOD is up on the YouTube channel now. What do you mean is most other countries don't have an age you can be, and it's like a rite of passage when you hit 21 in the US, you can do it legally. Yeah, I think we make a bigger deal out of it here. So we have a life herb. I think is this another 3D render? I think it might be. This is another Rio Ueda. This is 2004. Flip a coin. If heads, choose one of your Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX. Remove all special conditions and 6 damage counters from that Pokemon. All if there are less than 6. No, that is true, Ketchup. It is free to be sleepy. It is definitely. Also, though, like, quick PSA. Like, they have done studies that, like, I believe if you have gotten less than 4 hours of sleep in a night, I believe less than 4 was the actual number. If you've gotten less than 4 hours, you effectively, driving-wise, are about the equivalent of being, like, intoxicated, like, being drunk. Like, it's basically drunk driving. So, basically, if you have the kind of night where you only get, like, 2 hours of sleep, don't drive. Like, that's the point in time where you call off work. It's like, it's not safe for me to drive. There was a Miss Butters episode on it. Oh, was there? I hope I'm not, like, saying a thing that was debunked then. Did they debunk it, or was it real? Was it debunked? In which case... Oh, no, it was real. Okay, good. I was like, God, I hope I'm not, like, spreading misinformation now. Holy shit. No, but okay, it was real. So yes, basically, if you don't sleep, if, like, you just have, like, the worst night, right? Which I've had. I have had those. I have had real bad insomnia in the past. Like, if you just do not sleep, that's the point where you are, like, well within your rights to just be like, hey, work, it is unsafe for me to drive. I'm calling off. Made more mistakes sleepy than drunk. That makes sense, actually. So this is Energy Switch. This is another Ryo Ueda, from 2007. Move a basic energy card attached to one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. The trainer cards always had, like, some weird things going on in the artwork. I mean, I get that it's just showing a depiction of that. There's something weird about the, like, Tron grid going on in the background there. Oh, and we have a different energy switch. So we have this one is Ken Ikushi is the artist. This one's from 2005. So they redid Energy Switch between these two, but it's otherwise basically the same. I like that you have, like, this, like, you have the, like, I don't know, sunset, bisexual lighting, sunset going on in the background of there. I actually genuinely think this is better. I think this is a cooler art bit than this one. Mostly just because I don't know how into the grid thing I am here. I kind of like it. There's something about that that's, like, interesting, but I think I prefer the sunset background. Ooh, and we have a holo of that. Same one. So that's cool. I think we might have 2 holos of that now that I'm looking at it. The older you get, the less you drink. I mean, same, to be honest. I still do it, right? But, like, dealing with hangovers sucks. And there are other things I can do that don't result in a hangover. So I do this instead. I think I'm being vague enough that I'm not, like, breaking a rule by talking about that without it being flagged. Like streaming, exactly, catch up, exactly. So we have an energy search. This one is another Ken Ishikawa. This is from 2004. Search your deck for a basic energy card. Halo, focus please, thank you. Show it to your opponent and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. You were 4 when that card was printed. We have several energy searches here. Alright. I hope the music's not too loud, right? We're okay on the music? I know I checked that at the beginning of the stream, but just checking back in on that again. I'm running a slightly different... I mean, it's probably pretty obvious. I'm running a different playlist today. Mostly because this one is supposed to be no, like, copyright issues for streaming. It is a little bit less on the sleepy lo-fi end, though, and more just kind of general lo-fi. Hopefully it's not detracting from the ASMR vibes. But I kind of have to be a little bit more careful about that stuff now that I'm streaming on YouTube also, so. For the most part, it's been fine. I've had a couple videos on YouTube, stream VOD stuff that can't be viewed in a couple countries, but I don't think I have any viewers from those countries, so I don't know how much that matters. It's mostly like Russia and stuff. But most of them are fine. It's just occasionally. But I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of what is and isn't triggering that, so. They'll never promote that in the algorithm. In general? Wait, just because, like, so it won't be promoted at all? Or just not in those countries? Well, that sucks. I guess maybe I should look at the... I know there's stuff you can do to make the, like, audio, like the music, on a separate track or whatever, on the YouTube end of things, so that the VOD doesn't have, like, the music, I think? I gotta look into that. There's a couple YouTube-specific things I need to look into now that I'm doing this more. Well, I'm doing this every stream now, so. Did you hear that they're gonna remaster the Echo games and make a new one? Maybe that'll mean that Sega will take action against the guy that copyright claims videos that use Echo the Tides of Time. Because he sampled it for a bad rap song. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's a little... The way in which people, like, I guess, misuse the YouTube copyright claims is not great. It's really not. I actually... So you've played the Echo games, right, Catch Up? Because I know you were going through a bunch of Sega stuff. I've never actually played them. I know they're actually, like, really difficult. Like... And, like, also, like, way weirder than you would expect them to be for being a game about a cute little dolphin. I'm assuming that means yes, you have, and it was probably a time, huh? I'd be interested in looking at a remaster, I think. I've watched a couple people play. Like, I think I watched Sucky Bunny play some Echo the Dolphin. And that was a time for her, for sure. Tides of Time was bugged. The first one was annoying. Was okay, but annoying. Echo Jr. was the best one you can't lose. Just 30 minigame levels and you're done. Oh, interesting. Tides of Time was bugged. That's wild. Thought he misspelled Ico and got really excited. I haven't, I never played Ico. I played a little bit of Shadow of the Colossus. I need to play that game again. I need to remember to put that on, I think I might double check my list of games to get to. And I need to make sure I add that to it. It did trigger your megalophobia in the end because you meet a blue whale and it comes into frame in a completely empty level, gave you goosebumps. Megalophobia. Is megalophobia like fear of large creatures, maybe? Trying to but I can understand that in that case because blue whales are, yeah, fear of big things. That makes sense. We have an energy restore. This is a Hideyuki Nakajima card from 2007. Flip 3 coins. For each heads, put a basic energy card from your discard pile into your hand. If you don't have that many basic energy cards in your discard pile, put all of them into your hand. This stream is an energy restore. Well, I appreciate that. But yeah, I imagine it probably just especially if a blue whale in that game, kind of out of nowhere, suddenly you just see a big ol' eye or whatever, I can imagine that would be pretty freaky. I don't know that I've ever had, because I don't think I have megalophobia. I do get submechanophobia, but that doesn't really, well, I'm trying to think if I've ever had that triggered in a game. Megalovania, yeah, you know. Energy removal 2. This is a Kenji Kimabushi card from 2004. Flip a coin. If heads, choose one energy card attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon and discard it. What makes this energy removal 2, I wonder? After looking through your cards multiple times, it seems like the rarest thing you have are a base set Squirtle and a base set 2 Squirtle. Oh, that's awesome. I don't think I have any base set cards. At one point I did. I don't think I do anymore. I remember when I was in high school, I would bike down to a shopping center, it was actually pretty close to my parents' place. It was close to my house. Realistically it was close, but it was an hour to bike down there. was real nice biking down there because it was all downhill. But so I would like, I don't know, there's the kind of things where it's like, oh, I want to like not be cooped up in the house, and it's less that I had a problem with being inside and more it was just like, I want to get away from my parents. So like going to the mall a lot on my own when I was allowed to do that was a big thing I did a lot, which there was also, I've talked before about the fact that like it just happened to have, I say arcade, it wasn't really like an arcade, it was an arcade, but it was like a small storefront that just happened to have some arcade cabinets in there. Anyways, point being, I would bike down to this shopping center, and there was a gaming shop in the shopping center, and I just remember going there and like looking at all of their individual Pokemon cards and like being very tempted. I didn't really have the money to spend on some of like the like really rare cards there, obviously. I did buy card packs a couple times from them, but energy charge. This is a Kenji, is it Kimabuchi? I've read this name like 5 times now, and for some reason now I'm not able to read it. It's from 2005. This is a holo. Did we had an, oh, it was Energy Restore we had before. Flip a coin. If heads, search your discard pile for 2 energy cards. 1, if there is only 1. Show them to your opponent and shuffle them into your deck. Always was a TC biz envious of people who had those. Oh, like game shops that sold individual cards. They probably did. Like now, now that I'm like thinking about it in hindsight, knowing how some stuff works, they probably did a lot of card grading and stuff too. I didn't know that was a thing at the time, obviously, because I was pretty young. Oh, arcade places. You grew up in the middle of nowhere with no mall, no movie theater, no Culver's, and no Asian marts or restaurants. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky in the kind of stuff that's around where I live. It's a nice variety of things. Dual ball. Flip 2 coins. For each heads, search your deck for a basic Pokemon card and show it to your opponent. And put it in your hand. I put the and in the wrong place, whatever. Shuffle your deck afterwards. This is a 2006. I'm sorry, hang on. The illustrator for this card is Big Mama Tagawa. That is, I'm not joking there. Can I get this to focus? It is Big Mama Tagawa. Big Mama Tagawa made the dual ball card. That is not a joke. Of course, Ketchup, of course. I think I did it manually when you rated in because I forgot to turn on my bot. But I'm glad the bot also gotcha. There was a couple places I tended to like. I went down there to that shopping center a lot because there was still a rental place, like a video rental store, like not like a chain or anything. It was a like, you know, independent, I guess, rental place. And I some of my first like experience like finding anime series that were not you know, what was being shown on TV and stuff, so like not like Pokemon or stuff that was on like Toonami and stuff, was from renting stuff from that rental place. including some things that, realistically speaking, probably should not have been rentable by a minor, but you know. It's fine. I turned out fine. That said, I may have had some of my first experiences seeing some BDSM imagery through some rentals, which might explain a few things. Anyways, we don't need to talk about that. This is another Rio Ueda claw fossil from 2007. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like I said, I turned out fine. Realistically speaking, I probably shouldn't have been allowed to rent those VHS tapes, is all I'm saying. Ooh, I think, is this? I don't think this is actually... Oh, maybe it is. No, it's not. I thought this might have been a hollow. It's not. Oh, wait, hang on. No, it is actually. It is just the fossil there itself that's hollow. Interesting. Interesting. This has been Sucrose After Dark. Look, whatever. This is an 18+ stream. I can talk about this shit. It's fine. Oh, and this... Okay, this one is way more hollow foil looking. Okay. Gushing over Magical Girls review when? Miss your Blockbuster. There's something, so, oh my gosh. So I talked a little bit about this, a couple weeks ago. Well, no, it was back, around my birthday, actually. By the way, this is a Loudred, Midori Harada, 2006. Kind of a goofy looking one, but Loudred's pretty goofy looking anyways. But there was, so I've talked before on stream about the fact that I enjoy escape rooms, like a lot, actually. So for my birthday, Suzu and I went to go do an escape room that was in a nearby mall. And this particular escape room was, it was themed like a Blockbuster. Like it was literally called Lockbuster Video, and it was super cool, actually. Like, I really liked it. It was a very good escape room, but it was like, they did a very good job with the theming of it. It looked the part very much. Yo, Lamney, hello, welcome in. This is a Whismer. This one is Atsuko Nishida. Atsuko Nishida from 2006. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. You were gone for a few weeks, but you're back and you missed me. Aw, I missed you too, Lamney. It's good to see you again. I hope your time away was enjoyable. I hope it was for good reasons. And if it wasn't, then I hope those are behind you. Oh, it was for good reasons. Good. Then I am glad to hear that it was for good reasons. I hope you enjoyed yourself. But it's also good to see you again. But yeah, it was super cool because, like, basically the idea was like, so it was sort of, you know, obviously it's escape room, so it's like kind of like, um, you know, vaguely dystopian. So, like, the idea is that you returned, like, you lost your DVDs that you were supposed to return, and the robot that runs um, this video rental place is just like, oh, that's fine. It's okay. You can just work here for the rest of your life to pay it off. And so the escape room becomes you, like, the things you're doing in the escape room are like working your shift or whatever, to start you out. And the room, like the puzzles and stuff, and the thing to get you out of the room is you have to find the 3 DVDs that you've lost. And the room, like, whatever, like, the twist to the room is that it, like, I won't talk too much about it because obviously, just in case anybody happens to, you know, whatever, be in that area and do that. Oh, we have another hollow. That's really cool. But there, I think it's probably not like the biggest spoiler in the world because it happens fairly quickly, to say that, like, you wind up going into other rooms that are basically like you're going into the movies that you checked out, basically, that you rented in order to find the actual DVDs themselves. And it's really cool. Like, it was really well done. Like, the puzzles were really fun too. It's a Vibrava. This is actually, like, I actually think Vibrava is pretty cute. Like, I do not like bugs, but, like, Vibrava's alright. Vibrava's just a little guy. This is an Atsuko Nishida from 2006. It's a really cool idea. Yeah, I liked it a lot. Oddly enough, the only 2 escape rooms you've ever done has been with Kumiko members, and that's a badge you wear with pride. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember we did the one with you. So that's cool that the other one you did was also with Kumiko members. That's really cool. I don't think I was at that one. Oh, we have a holographic Taros. Oof. I kind of like that hollow effect in the background there. It's a good usage of that. This one is a Koki Saito, and it's from 2005. Went to Cali to visit your dad, grouped with Barry and went to one. It was blasted. That's awesome. That's so cool. A well-themed escape room is just so much fun. Like, I like them so much. We have a Swellow. This one is from 2004, and it's the Ken Sugimori art. But yeah, there's a good number of, like, there's actually a lot of escape rooms in this area. And I've done, like, a few of them. Well, I've done a lot of them. Time for you to get to bed. Thanks for the stream. Have a good night. You'll try to be around. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Urban. I hope you have a great night. I hope you enjoyed. Sleep well. And whether or not you're back here again, I hope you have a great, I hope you have some great days, some great time during the week. And I'll see you here again soon, hopefully. So we have another Swallow. This one is Midori Harada, 2005. Numi and you have been looking for something to do. Is that about heading that way sometime on a long weekend? Let me know if you do. Because, like, I would do the shit out of an escape room with you guys again. Like, for reals. I would love that. I've done, oh gosh, how many should I, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't think I've done quite 10 escape rooms yet, but I've done close to that. There's only ever really been one that I was like super disappointed by. Most of the ones I've done have been really good. This is a Talo. Artwork is Kagamaru Himeno from 2004. I don't know that we're going to... Yeah, I still have a decent amount of cards left in here. Just looking through to see what we've got. Because we are after midnight now, which is usually the point at which we try to head out. I did start a little later though. But it is a Sunday. Well, I'll go for a little bit longer. So I'll say this is our 10-minute, not warning, but our 10-minute wrap-up period here. I'll do a couple more cards. Keep on chatting. But this is a good time if you have any redeems that you would like to put in. This is the time to do them. I'll try to get to them before I head out. And we will look very soon for something to read out to. But there was a place downtown. Well, there still is, actually. There's a place downtown that does really good escape rooms. They had a really cool one that, actually was made out of a decommissioned train car. So it was escaping a runaway train, and the actual escape room was inside of a train car. That was awesome. That one's closed now. Actually, that's the one that we did, or so. So you've seen that one. That same company's done a number of other ones, and all of them are good. I've just also done almost all of theirs now. I need to check and see if they've made any more since then. This is another Midori Harada Talo, 2005. The other ones that I've done, the twist was really neat. It was, yeah. The other ones I've done more recently were also really well done. There was another one out in the suburbs that I really did enjoy, and it was a good example of an escape room that has a lot less, a lot lower of a budget, but they did a very good job of theming their stuff and setting the tone of the story to make up for the fact that they didn't really have a very high budget, because it wasn't a very elaborate room. The puzzles were really good. The puzzles were cool, but it was a room with some puzzles, and that's the thing that I've noticed about some low budget ones is they tend to just be rooms with puzzles in them. But the way that they actually themed this one and told the story made it work really well. Exactly. Yeah, they're always impressive. So the story with this one was it was actually, so it was 2 rooms, because a lot of escape rooms, there's a separation between rooms, right? So it was 2 rooms, and the idea was that the idea behind the room is that it's this girl in a coma, and you've been shrunk down real tiny to get put in her brain to help bring her out of the coma. So you're going between the left and right halves of her brain, and so you have I can't remember which one's which. One of the halves that's the more logical, right? The more I don't think that the science of this really is correct, but like the common understanding of like the creative side versus the logical side. So like the logical side room was like all black and white, and then the creative side room was like all like super colorful, and like it was a lot of like perspective puzzles, and like there was a thing where you had to like remove mental blocks, quote unquote, that was just like unlocking little windows or whatever between the two rooms so that you could pass what was supposed to be kind of like an electron like back and forth between the rooms so that they could like hit the neurons in her brain to like help try to wake her up. It was really cute, and like the whole thing was like, oh yeah, you've got an hour before like the medicine that we like before like the stuff that we like, the medicine or whatever that we gave you to shrink you like wears off, and if you don't wake her up and get out of there within an hour, obviously that would be bad. It was just really well done. It was really well done. I'm very impressed with something like that, because like the one escape room, this, I think we're probably done with the cards now, actually. I think because like I'm in chatter mode, I'm in yapping mode, which is fine. But we will absolutely come back for more cards in the future. This is I've been enjoying doing this a lot. It's a very good, very calming. I hope visually it's as calming for you guys as it is for me doing it. But it's been a lot of fun doing, so we'll definitely do more of this in the future. But the one escape room that I was actually like super disappointed by was like the theming of it was supposed to be like a senses, like it was supposed to be themed, like the puzzles were themed to like utilizing your various senses, right? So like vision and smell and taste, and mostly it was vision and hearing. The taste thing was like the reward for clearing it at the end. We got popsicles, but the theming of it was supposed to be that like the story was really weird, and I think that's part of the problem with this one, was like it felt like they felt like they needed to make the story like really impressive or something, I guess, and it didn't quite match the room. So like the idea was like, I guess the idea was like there's like these warring, like it's supposed to be like a space war or something, and you're trying to help the nice aliens with their research, I guess, that had to do with human like senses. It didn't make any sense. It seemed like they had a room that they had the idea to like, oh, we're gonna make all these puzzles based on like different senses, and then they were like, well shit, we have to come up with a story for this, and then they just kind of shoehorned in this alien thing, and it was really, really weird, especially because the room itself was just like a room with puzzles, and it's just like, okay, this doesn't feel like a spaceship, and the story doesn't really make sense with what we're doing. So that's like the only, that one wasn't even like in this area. That was I went home to visit my parents, and my brother wanted to go do an escape room, so we did that one. So yeah, it was weird, but you know, the puzzles themselves were fine. That wasn't the problem. It was just like, I think that was one of those things where like, even if they had just been like, oh hey, this room, like we are conducting experiments on like to research human, because I think they had a different, it felt like they had a different story planned for it, and then just changed it last second. Because like I also remember that like when we got the last lock open, right, which opened up the freezer that had the popsicles in it, there was like a note on there saying it was like the antidote, and it was like, there was nothing in the story here that suggested we needed an antidote. So it was like, I think you guys wrote a different story, and maybe it just didn't do well, so you changed it last second, or you weren't confident in it. I don't know. They had a different room, took the room down. Yeah, I guess. Basically. Yeah, it was interesting. But like I said, that's really the only escape room I've ever done that really just didn't impress me at all. So the 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 fact that I've done almost 10 of them and only really ever had the one miss is, I think, pretty fortunate. So in any case, you guys, I am going to move over to the other screen here because I think we are done over here. I'm going to be looking for somebody to read out to in a second here. But of course, until then, I'm here with you guys. We can keep chatting for just a little bit while I look for somebody to read out to. Let me see who's here. You were here. Hello, Rosie. At the end, but you were here. Well, I appreciate it. How you doing? I hope you're doing all right. I hope you had a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by. It's totally fine. Let's see here. Ooh, let's see. Who can I send you guys off to? Actually, I might send you guys off to say hello to Tiffy Weefy. We have not raided into her in a while because I don't think she's been live while we've been doing ASMR streams for a while. So, I think... Oh, she's been going for a bit. She's still going. Middling? Well, hopefully the stuff that was good outweighed the bad. And if it didn't, well, I hope you are able to kind of have a slightly better week this next week. I hope that goes better. Found an award with mine. Oh no, here we go. For the most part, we're making it better right now. Of course. So I think I will still send you guys out to TV. Marius. Ah, Marius. I think I will send you guys out to TV. I hope she's not, like, about to end. I don't think she is, because it has been a minute. She's still here? Yeah, she's still here. Okay. She is doing a story time ASMR. Sorry if you weren't talking much. Building that desk took more energy than you thought. Absolutely, that is not a problem at all. You're fine, Ing. Don't worry about it. But yeah, it sounds like she's doing a Helldivers book, Helldivers story. So that should be interesting. But I'll send you guys off that direction. Let me go ahead and start that up. So, ASMR is all about the hearing. Exactly. Yeah, it's totally fine. If you enjoyed it, that is the only thing that matters to me, really, in the end. So, if you are coming along with me on this raid, we do have a raid message. If you're subscribed and have access to those emotes, it is this. If you're not subscribed, that's totally fine. We've got you covered with this one instead. I will be back. In fact, I can show this very quickly here, I think. Our schedule for next week is way larger than I expected it to be. It's right back here. Well, that didn't position where I thought it would. Anyways, point being, I will be back on Tuesday with some Deltarune, chapters 1 and 2. We'll see how far we get in that. And we'll be doing our push for the charity drive proper. I'm looking forward to that. Hope to see you guys there for that. But until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night and a great start to your week. And I will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody. Hang tight for that raid.